All right, I'm gonna let the video upload right quick. All right, so we in here on the Shock Exchange. Of course, I'm asking people to subscribe to the channel, like, and share the videos. This is Charles Barkley cooks Skip Bayless over Darwin Ham, and the NBA playoffs are amongst us, and some narratives are starting to emerge, and some people's reputation is starting to be sealed. Like some of the younger guys are starting to dominate the league and saying it's my turn. The Los Angeles Lakers were dominated by the Denver Nuggets. They lost 4-1 by the defending champs. And the Nuggets are the defending champs until somebody beats them, in my opinion. They're the best team in the NBA until somebody beats them. And Jokic, the center for Denver, was dominant as usual. Michael Porter Jr. played lights out. Jamal Murray played great, and the supporting cast played great. They lost Bruce Brown, which I'm a little concerned about because he's put a lot of energy off the bench and a big defensive presence. But they dominated the Lakers, and the Laker Nation does not like that at all, especially with LeBron James only having a couple years left. The Golden State Warriors didn't even make the playoffs, and the Phoenix Suns were swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and Anthony Edwards, who's emerging as one of the better players in the league, if not the best player. Right now, Jokic is probably the best player, but next year, Anthony Edwards could be the best player. And he was talking smack to Kevin Durant and Booker and Bradley Beal and doing the big balls dance he copied from Sam Cassell. It's embarrassing. And they couldn't do anything about it. The Nuggets couldn't do anything about it. This is what Charles Barkley had to say about the fact that these teams got bounced, and people are calling for Darvin Ham of the Lakers, the coach of the Lakers, to be fired, and Frank Vogel of the Phoenix Suns to be fired. So I'm gonna try to share my screen.
Part of our job, we watch all the games and we watch all the talk shows. These people on television, they're cowards because they want the players to like them. They don't want to do their job, which is to tell the truth. And I just want to say this about coaching. Anybody who thinks the reason Lakers suck because of Darvin Ham or the reason Suns suck is because of Frank Vogel, you don't know what you're talking about. Frank Vogel is a hell of a coach. Darvin Ham is a hell of a coach trying to get his career started. But for all punks, idiots, and jackasses on other networks who want to be media, who want all the players to like y'all, do your damn job. The Lakers suck, and the Suns sucks because of the players. It has nothing to do with the coaches. I feel better now. Here.
Okay, Barkley got that off his chest, and Darvin Ham has a pretty tough job coaching LeBron James and coaching again a Lakers team that's only has LeBron James for a couple years, so there's a lot of pressure to win. They won a few years ago in the bubble, and that championship could have an asterisk beside it because it was in the bubble during the pandemic. Dwight Howard was an integral part of that team, playing a lot of interior defense and allowed Anthony Davis to play power forward. He's not there anymore, so he has a lot of pressure, and if they lose, it's always somebody's fault other than the team. So now people calling for Darvin Ham's head and Frank Vogel for the Suns. You can't blame him. They just got outplayed and they got beaten. They got rid of the coach previously, who took the Phoenix Suns to the playoffs when he had Chris Paul and Ayton. That's DeAndre Ayton, who was the big guy inside. He was getting eaten alive by Jokic for the Denver Nuggets, and they kept riding him, so he wanted out. So he left. So he's not there anymore. Chris Paul's not there anymore. You got everything you wanted. You got Bradley Beal, you got Booker, and you got Kevin Durant. Now what's the problem? And they got rid of the other coach, who did a great job, in my opinion. How many coaches you going to get rid of? You going to keep getting rid of coaches every time you lose? And so Barkley had a lot of vitriol for people who were calling for these coaches' heads, and I thought it was just random people on the internet, but apparently it wasn't. This is what Skip Bayless had to say about Darvin Ham.
it feels like Darwin has to go because one piece to the puzzle that is so utterly replaceable so quickly. You can just do it without any cap problems, or you can just
fire a coach in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yet did a good enough job to keep his job, because I'll say it again, against Denver, they're right there in every game, and I give him some credit for that, some credit. The problem was LeBron threw his fit. It was so egregious, it was so outrageous, and it was clearly directed at him. And I don't think LeBron would have thrown that fit on Coach Spo even back in the early days. I just don't think he would have done that. Build up communication and respect, and you just don't. You're not going to go there.
But if you remember, I told y'all, and y'all missed it, but I told you and Paul, if you go back and you look at past games, the Nuggets in these games, LeBron James, and I'm watching body language, and I'm watching as he's walking to the bench.
I agree.
Not happy.
He's not happy.
Things. He's communicating in a very matter-of-fact way. Now, TV cameras pan on, they pan off, but you got to be watching it. And then when he did what they did the other night, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's this.
It felt like that was the last straw.
Okay, Skip Bayless. This is reckless to even suggest that Darvin Ham must go or needs to go or he's going to be fired, because the people in the media put this stuff out, put this energy out there, and they give management cover to make these stupid decisions. It's reckless to even imply Darvin Ham should go. Darvin Ham did a heck of a job. He did the best job he could have possibly done with that team. At the end of the day, the Denver Nuggets are just better than the Los Angeles Lakers. The Denver Nuggets are a well-oiled machine. They played together longer, I think, than the Lakers have. There's always people coming and going with the Lakers, and the Nuggets are just a better team. Darvin Ham did the best job he possibly could. He's being held hostage by LeBron James. It's a tough job, if not the toughest job in the NBA, because the expectations are so high. If you win, LeBron did. If you lose, it's your fault and you get fired. So, I mean, it's pretty reckless to even suggest something like that. I think Darvin Ham deserved all the kudos possible. He did the best job he possibly could with that team. Red Holtzman, Pat Riley, Phil Jackson couldn't have done a better job. I don't think Phil Jackson would even coach this Lakers team. He definitely wouldn't have coached the Phoenix Suns. I can tell you that. But Charles Barkley, so now I understand why Barkley's going in on these people who are calling for Darvin Ham to get fired. He has a hatred for Skip Bayless. He thinks Skip Bayless doesn't do any homework and just talks out the side of his neck. And he's clearly talking about Skip Bayless. He cooked Skip Bayless with his commentary. I think Skip has lost his prominence. I don't think anybody pays him any mind anymore. Now that Shannon's not on this show anymore, Skip is irrelevant, which is where he should be. Just making armchair comments, armchair statements with no analysis, and just saying random stuff for ratings and making reckless comments for ratings. So the other thing I noticed that Charles Barkley is exactly right. But the other thing I noticed is that Barkley has been critical of players in the past who've underperformed or have been overrated. For people like Kevin Durant teaming up with a team that won 73 games the previous year with the Golden State Warriors to win an NBA championship game. Seemed kind of like spineless to do that. But Barkley's been critical of players in the past, and they've clapped back. Draymond Green has clapped back at Charles Barkley and said that he didn't have any rings. It's the only thing they can say about Barkley. LeBron has clapped back at Charles Barkley. This time, it's utter silence. Nobody's saying a word. No words. No clap back from Draymond. He's real silent because he's not doing anything. No clap back from LeBron James or any of the players because they know Barkley's exactly right. So he's calling out the players who aren't performing, and they have nothing to say now. They can't say he's a hater. They can't make these ad hominem attacks. All you hear are crickets, which you should hear when Charles Barkley is talking because he knows basketball. And he's candid and he's genuine. He's not saying these things just to be saying it. He cares about the league, and he's standing up for coaches when nobody else would. So that's basically it. Charles Barkley cooks Skip Bayless over Darvin Ham. Thank you for listening. Thank you.